Wait, is this a video or a photo?
Video.
Oh.
This is the good life. Oh, oh, oh. This is the good life. Oh, oh, oh. Out in the sunshine, nothing but good times. This is the good life. This is the good life. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh.
I'm Chadwick and welcome to our channel if you're new here. One of the things we started with when we started camping was I would make coffee with my Keurig. So the Keurig takes up a lot of space and that drives Ashley crazy, and it also takes power. You have to plug it into electricity. We've had several times in the camper where it will trip a breaker, like if I'm running a space heater and the TV and the coffee maker, we've had to flip the breaker on the fuse panel. So one thing I remember that I had gotten last year but hadn't used a whole lot yet is this thing called a JetBoil, and I'm going to show you why I think this JetBoil is better than using a Keurig when you're camping, regardless of if it's an RV or if you're just tent camping. This thing is pretty amazing, and I'll show you why it's amazing. It's amazing because it's small, right? So this is, you can see I have small hands, and this is how big the whole thing is. And they have two cans of fuel. It just takes propane, but they have these nice flat bases so they can sit on a table easily. It's basically a cup that you can boil water in, or to make food, but I exclusively pretty much use it for coffee. Everything fits inside this little unit, which is great for packing away. So I can use it inside the camper, or I could use it out here on a table. It just doesn't take up a lot of space. So the way it all packs together is there's a little cup here, which you could use this to put, your food or water in. I don't use it for that. It just kind of covers the bottom here where there's some jet looking stuff. There's a lid, which helps keep all the, the heat inside. And then down inside here, there's a bunch of other little things. There's this thing, which, and then there's two other things. So then we got the cup. So this deal right here is if you're gonna put this on an uneven surface, like the ground or whatever, I guess what you could do is set your can of fuel on top of that. So it's kind of like a little tripod. I don't really use that at all. It's just in there in case I ever needed it. And then this guy converts the JetBoil into a stove. So if instead of using this can and you want to use a pot that you had for if you're backpacking, you could take this. This basically is going to connect, this is your burner. This will connect to the propane source, and then this will sit on here, and then you've got a flat spot for a pot. Anyways, how I make a cup of coffee, this is how simple and easy it is. We're going to take the propane can, we're going to screw it into here, okay? All right, made a little sound, kind of cool. We're going to take our insulated cup JetBoil, patent pending or patent received device. That will screw onto there, okay? Then the most important part of making coffee is good water. So from home, I always grab some good water because you never know what it's gonna be like wherever you're camping. So I have this 3-gallon jug, and I fill my coffee mug up with it because there's no sense in boiling more coffee than what I actually need. Obviously, pour the water in there, and we're just gonna make hot water. It's pretty simple. The way it works though is you just twist this knob till you hear the fuel go. You can probably hear the gas, and then there's a little button. Click in, and it's starting to get hot. This could seal down tight, but I just leave it on kind of loosely, just enough to cover so that it heats up quicker. While that's going, my coffee of choice when we're camping is Starbucks Vias. The Pike's Place is good. I also like the breakfast blend. I think it's Verdana or Veranda, but I ran out of those, so I have Pike's Place, and so that's what I'm having today. You don't have to do anything other than take the top off, And it's a powder, you know, it's instant coffee, but it's good instant coffee. Get that in my cup while that's going. I can hear this right now. It's fixing to start to boil. Like it's starting to make a different sound, and it's only been going for like what? Maybe 60 seconds. So it's boiling now. You can see it's going crazy, right? So it's hot water, super hot water. You'll probably see some steam. And I'm just gonna take this, 2 hands. There's a little handle that's built in the JetBoil. Just sick. And pour the hot water in. So that's about it. You got a piping hot cup of coffee to 100 and really hot degrees. I think it's actually quicker than getting the Keurig to the boiling point. So I have faster coffee and it's in a smaller container. And the only downside is you do have to use these cans. And I can take this anywhere. There's a river nearby. I could take this down by the river, or I could take it on a hike. So it was given to me as a gift, but I would highly recommend it, and I'd purchase one for myself if I didn't know about it. Hopefully that's helpful. Enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks for watching. We are at Mountain Park in the Poudre Canyon this weekend.
Site 19. It's just big enough for our 22-foot travel trailer and truck. So if you're bigger than that, you don't want to stay on site 19. But it's a really nice site, lots of trees.
One of the most important setup items we have that always gets done last, if there's trees, is figuring out where the hammocks are gonna go. And I think we have it dialed in. We got this one right here. And then when Braxton or Ashley comes over, got one right next to me. Let's see Braxton get in.
Wow.
Hey, that's pretty good. Braxton and I are matching today. He's got his Cubs hat and Red Robots shirt, and I've got my Cubs hat and Red Robots.
Harrison decided he didn't want to come this weekend because we told him we were going to relax and read books and lay in our hammocks. And he was like, that doesn't sound fun. And he wanted to stay with Grammy. So we only have 3 of us, but that's all right. It's really quiet and peaceful without him.
And Roxy.
But we have Roxy. So, yeah, that's this weekend. Cheers to camping.
Won't you come with me? We'll go ride the breeze, singing "C'est la vie." It feels just right. It's a brand new day. I can hardly wait. So for goodness sake, I think it's time. Yeah. Let's tell the world about it. Help spread a little light. It all comes back around. It feels so good to be alive. Up hills and over mountains, they'll know it far and wide. It all comes back around. It feels so good to be alive.
This morning I decided to get up and get my body moving. So I am climbing a mountain that's right here by the campsite, or at least attempting to. We'll see if we get up there. I think it's about a 1,500 feet elevation climb. That's what the sign said. I think I found the fork, so that means I'm halfway, and we're about 30 minutes in, so maybe just another 30 or 45 to the top. We'll see. Wow, it's so pretty up here. I love how when you just scope a few feet, it changes your perspective on everything around you when you're in the mountains. The tricky part about filming yourself when you're hiking is you have to do every part you film twice. One funny thing that just happened, I wasn't expecting. Now that I'm up a lot higher, all of a sudden I get cell phone service. So I started getting messages on my Apple Watch. Don't have too much further to go. It's right up there. This trail definitely has me breathing more than normal, but it feels good. This granite wall is epic. One of my favorite things about this hike so far is that it's been uphill the whole way. And it's not that it's uphill that makes it exciting for me. It's that it's gonna be downhill the whole way back, which will be easy. Now it looks like I'm right at the point in elevation where trees stop growing. So there's no more shade. It's all sun from here. If anyone's wondering what trees look like after they burn, this is it. Several years later, you can see there's green on the ground.
Let's tell the world about it. Let's tell the world about it. It all comes back around. It feels so good.
Well, I finally made it up here, and I gotta say, it was definitely worth it. Partially because I got cell phone service for a couple minutes, but also the views are pretty awesome. You can see for pretty far out in the distance.
Up hills and over mountains.